Okay, good night, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight we're going to be recording a video entitled The Mathematical Matching System of the Cohort Team. Now, what I really want to speak about is why we're doing this. So we have a list of questions here. Now, why does the Cohort Team give the 50 US complementary US in trades? Let me explain how that works. So I want to show this from a tangible way. Let me log into Pocket Options here. Right? And then show you what actually happens on our end when we actually connect to these accounts. So the first question is, why does the Cohort Team give the 50 US complementary USD in trades? Right? Now, when persons come to deposit funds into these platforms, we live in Barbados. So there isn't a straightforward mechanism where you can just come on and say, use your credit card or use your bank account to put funds in these platforms. It's not straightforward as that. So myself and the Cohort team, what we've developed is a pretty stable methodology of doing that. Now, what that does, it allows us to make deposits here in Barbados here, locally in our financial institutions. And then we can fund our accounts using trades. Now, trading has in depth in it a level of exposure. So on the left hand side here, see $54.56. And I am going to log into here using another account. I'm going to show you the comparison of the two. So what I'm doing, I'm actually looking into a test proxy account. Right. Right. So why does the Cohort Team actually provide members with 50 US of complementary trades? Now, there are three reasons for this, but I'll go through the three reasons very quickly. Okay. First of all, when we're trading, we do not want to be, I don't want to say labored, but the subconscious mind, you do not want to believe that you're trading with $50 for $4.50 US. You don't want that. So what we do, we actually trade. What we do, we place a small amount of funds into a system, and we connect accounts together. So what will happen is that this account on the left hand side here, we would fund this one a number of funds in 50 US of trades, and we keep on trading. So that means we know that if in the event that I'm going to put this as $1 here, I'm going to lose a trade on purpose. Come here and lose a trade on purpose, right? And if I sell trades, it's going to go up, I'm going to sell here, right? Now, when I lose that $1, I'm not kicking myself in the shin. I know those funds were actually trades. It is not your personal funds. So when we give you a 50, we actually give you a 50 US buffer. That's the point number one. Point number two, and you're going to see how these points intermingle as we go on. So that's one of the major reasons. Second of all, is that we know that our dollar is pegged to the one. So we want persons to understand that when you have that functionality, do not treat this as $106, $107 odd cents. Don't treat it like that. Treat it as numbers. So the second reason why we give persons complementary accounts, it allows you to understand that these are just numbers. Point number three, the matching system. Let me show you how that works. So I'm going to come in here and grab the ID here. And this will tie into proximity level question. The next question, question number two. So I'm going to segue it in just two now. So I want to hit social trading. This is the mechanism that Pocket allows you to follow accounts. I'm going to come here and search. I'm going to type in this ID and let's see if it comes up. Yeah, and there it is. So I am going to configure this account to follow this account left. Okay, I'm going to hit stop copying. No, copy. So we just went through the reasons why we fund the account with the rest for this purpose. No, we're going to jump right into question number two. Why does the cohort team suggest we buy, deposit, or send 1.0 Litecoin or greater? Now, we have a mathematical matching system. That's why one of the reasons for recording this tonight is that whenever we trade, we want persons to have 100% of matching. So in the event that the person bought 0.25 Litecoin, your matching is 25%. Let me show you, this is just a matter of us configuring this. This feature is not available by paying for it. It is not switched on. This is a feature that is built into pocket options. So this is your level of exposure. So your level of exposure, saying that if you purchase 0.25 Litecoin, that means you're exposing yourself to 25% of risk. If you buy one Litecoin, that means you want to be exposed to 100% risk. That means that if we win, you win as well, 100%. If we lose, you lose everything as well. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't work the opposite way. If you lose, let's say, the system here, 24% works, so 25% of whatever you're trading with. So if I'm trading with, let's say, 25 US, it'll find 25% of 25 US, and that is what we trade amount. So it limits your risk exposure. At the same time, you don't earn as much. So it doesn't use the penny of a pound. It's in for a quarter and in for a dollar raise, pretty much. And that mathematics is correct. So one of the reasons we encourage persons to purchase one Litecoin is that in our system, based on the level of exposure, because a person could have purchased one Litecoin because they had the funds to do it, or they purchase the 0.25 Litecoin because they want to see how it works until it gets the full aspect. And the longer it takes to purchase one Litecoin allows us to know, well, the level of output to this individual will not be the same as other persons. So this answers number 2, where we're encouraging persons to deposit one Litecoin. So when we connect each of these, there will be a pocket option account that represents each stack that the team will use. And then based on the amount of Litecoin you deposit, allows you to access up to 100% of copying in proportion to the trades. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So allow you to understand how that works. All right, so I'm going to start back copying here. Start balance, I'll put this at 88 and minute copy amount unlimited. And in the event a person put in 100%, purchase one Litecoin, that means that person gets 100% of the trades from this specific stack here on the left hand side. Okay, no, right, and that's closed. So that's how it works. So when I come here, I'm gonna put, well, both of these are Apple now, and let me just close this and put this as 1 second and close the trades. Right, so I'm gonna do the opposite. I lost the trades. I'm gonna win one here on purpose. So here, so if you look at the right hand side, look at the right hand side. You see there, right on the right hand side, there is that trade maintained again. I'm buying on the right hand side. You see buy on the right hand side here. That means it's duplicating on both ends. I'm gonna do another buy here. You're gonna see I'm buying on the left, but it's turned up on the right hand side. Let me zoom on the way in here and show you what is happening. Right. So trades here, trades over here. Right. I just connected this account here to 100% of trading. So that answers number 2. This is our mathematical system. So tonight, since that person will be getting complimentary Litecoin for 8 days, I thought it best to show you what really happens behind the scenes. How do we configure these accounts to actually allow you to maximize your throughput across all these 14 Litecoin stacks, which represent the 14 stacks we have across Barbados. So we covered why we give account with 50 US. We covered why we are encouraging persons to purchase small Litecoin. And if you purchase small amounts, we allow that, but it also affects your level of exposure, which aka how much percentage of matching you are able to expose yourself to. Okay, so number 3, why does the cohort team suggest we create our account ourselves? Now, in the event that I create an account here, that means that Pocket Options stores your IP address. Let me show you for a second. If I go here and hit trades, yeah, and hit closed, it just gives me an abbreviated screen. But if I hit here, this little report screen here, it gives you a much larger breakdown of all the trades. I'm going to show you something. Yeah. I'm going to show you how this works. No, what happens is pocket option pays attention to your IP address. Yes, so not only if one of our team members go and actually log into your account and do trades, that works. Now let's see here. Right, coming down. Let's see here, history of trading history. Cross here. Funding. What was it? And then I'm going to show you the correlation to when you log in and log out. From history. So this is the balance history of this. It, and then you come here to profile. And when you dig deeper, down. And security. And you're going to see this. And this is a proxy account I'm using. So you saw how the trades, you're not seeing them. You have a deposit history, you're not seeing them, but let's look at when you actually log in and log out. There you go. So not only pocket option pays attention to the IP address, they also keep a track of the operating system you're using. Also, they're picking up the country you're in and the parish. So pocket option keeps a pretty good dossier of how you use your account. So when we allow you to create your account, right off the bat, you're letting the establishment know you're part of an organization that is teaching you how to trade. Now, if one of our members creates an account for you, that creates a kind of I don't want to say red herring, or catch-22, but it kind of messes up the process, meaning that when we hand this account eventually to you, and the first IP address that created the account doesn't match, it will look as if we actually created an account and let's give them away to person. So that's when we encourage persons. For number 3, that's one of the reasons why we encourage persons to create. And all this goes in to building the mechanism of the mathematical matching system works. When we trade, it replicates on your device, your IP address, your skill set, and you're being taught by us. So it comes over very seamlessly over the trading. Okay, let's look at point number 4. Why do the cohort team even allow the trades to be copied at 0 fees? Now, I kind of touched this in point 1, is that my team discovered this. We've been doing it for 2 years. And if you look at Rand's story, that is not me trading, that is a team trading. So I could come here and just they're trading right now. I'm in the main room with everybody else. And I can come here and put a sell right here. And they say, well, what is that? That must be Carl trading. And I put in 2 buys here, boom, boom. And I put in the last 2 cells here. They say, well, Carl must be inside the account trading. And they realize, you know what, Carl's looking for a buy. He put 2 buys there, boom, boom. Now, when you get your account, that is what you're gonna see. You'll be opening pocket options and seeing trades go into your account, and that is what will happen. So we don't want to, rob you of that experience. Whereas we work as a team, we want to extend that experience to you. And really, and realistically, we don't want to put a price tag to it. Now, there is a directive that's going to come up pretty soon, and it's called, well, I'll give the name of it. It goes to when actual profits are generated, okay? It says deduct first, then disburse. pretty much how it goes. Yeah. So originally, we told persons that there were zero fees of connection, no zero connection fees, and zero profit sharing. However, since then, the team has developed a business model that works very, really well. And we've decided to allow persons to connect for a fee. And then we also share profits, because every trade, like right now on this hand side here, they are actually trading for themselves, and every single trade that they win replicates copies to your accounts. So my team is right now in their account trading right now. See all these trades here. This is not me pressing buttons here. This is so I can come here and press sell anything. Yeah, and that sell there indicated that the members of my team agreed with me. I put a sell in, somebody else put a sell in as well too. I could put a buy in here and see what they do. They put in buys as well. So that means instantly I can pick up that my trade falls in line with the team. I can put in two sells here. They put in sells as well too. So we don't want to keep you away from that experience. So that's one of the reasons why we originally pitched those persons to have those zero connection fees and zero profit sharing. However, the team has finally settled on a business model that works for them, and we're going to implement that in the coming weeks. Okay, now let's look at point number 5. I think 5 is what it is just now. Oh, no, 5. I think I handled 4 and 5. Oh, yeah, my question just now. Yeah. So let's go at number 6. Why is the cohort team distributing multiple of complementary Litecoins over the next 8 days? Now, let's show you here. I'll go straight to the point of it. One Litecoin to USD. Yeah. What's the price of one Litecoin to USD? What is the actual price of it? Okay, let's look at this. One LTC to USD. Great. All right, so let's see what the price of one Litecoin is at 9:10 p.m. on August 1st. The first day that my team is only distributing complementary Litecoin. Look at this. Look at the last 5 days. Last 5 days. All right, so persons have been purchasing one Litecoin, and since then, the price of Litecoin has dropped. But no, has it? Look at it. On July 29th, which is a couple of days ago, one Litecoin was $91.53. Then on Saturday, 6:30 p.m., which is like an hour before, or 2 hours before we actually had funding night, it rose from $91.30 all the way up to, let's see here, approximately 95 US. And you can see the fluctuation of this. Yeah. No, I want person to look at this. Look at 5 years. The whole of one Litecoin at one point in time, one Litecoin was worth 347 US. Now I remember persons may not have been here, but I've been doing this for the last 2 years. And in 2022, one Litecoin was 47 US. And this is down from a couple of months ago. Before that, when one Litecoin was 347, so there was a significant drop in the price of Litecoin. So in the event that a person bought one Litecoin June last year, right now you'd have been already up 100% on your investment. And that isn't you buying any more Litecoin, you're just buying it and it's watching it rising. Now, let's fast forward to today. One Litecoin at this very point in time is $93.40 US. Now, based on my estimates, not 5 years going back in the past, you have to look at what Litecoin is attached to. Litecoin is attached to Bitcoin. So look at one Bitcoin. Yeah. Right now, one Bitcoin is approximately 29,878. But look, Bitcoin is rising. Let's look at 5 year past history of one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin at one point in time was actually just touched. Let's see the maximum point here. If I can get it out. It was more than $60,000. I just had it just now. Right, there we go. 64,444. Perfect. November 12th, 2021 was the day that Bitcoin reached its maximum price ever. And look, it has dropped significantly since then. But if any person look at this overarching, in 2018, one Bitcoin was around this chart doesn't, let me see if it goes back any further. No, it doesn't. The one doesn't go back any further. Anyway, looking at that, in 2015, November 20th, 2015, this is like zero, but just above zero. One Bitcoin was 327 US. That's 2015. 2016, just about $100. At the beginning of 2017, just under $1,000. Peaked at $20,000, and literally remember that will be obviously a psychological number. Thereafter, Bitcoin crashed and went down a bear market for a couple of years, and then, here we go, and we all know what transpired around this time, and this is like pandemic mayhem, and then look, all through the pandemic, COVID-19. Look what happened to the price of Bitcoin. Yeah. So this is a prelude of what is to come to the Litecoin price. So one of the reasons why we're asking persons where we're literally gifting persons Litecoin is that when this specific coin goes back to its, let's say it even goes back to its original price and its maximum price. I mean, one Litecoin, let's go back here. One Litecoin at one point in time was 347 baht. A far cry with it. This has dropped considerably. So even let's say in the next two or 3 years, a Litecoin goes back to its original price, and we are just giving them away. This is an asset that we are sending to your Litecoin account, and then they're increasing. You can delete it now, but stick with it and see where it goes. And then based on 5 years, 6 years from now, there are predictions that Litecoin can go as far up as 1,000 US, or even more, 4,000 US. I've seen some models that point in that direction. And Litecoin is like mathematically synonymous with Bitcoin, just more of it runs faster. Yeah. So that covers why we're actually using it. No, I don't want to get into the minutia of how we're using it for our fintech project. We're going to have much more time in the coming weeks to discuss that. All right, so that handles number 6, and I think I went through, the mathematics of the cohort vision, and I added these 3. And number 7, why do the cohort team only trade with 90% derivatives and not 90% or 88%? Now, a person may ask that question. No, is it because we are trying to get the maximum throughput of trades? That has something to do with it. Yeah, but it's really of showing you how these platforms actually work. They structure themselves so they always win. Okay, let's examine it for a second. Right now, on the right hand side, we're trading at $1. Yeah, the profit margin is 92%. So even if it win, they're only sharing 92% of the winnings and keeping 8% for themselves. In the event that I lose, I don't lose 92% and they give me 8%. That isn't the case. I lose everything. So when they take that, so if let's say come here and I press buy and I lose, come here, right? Good. Somewhere in the world hit sell. So somebody else in the world did this. And then buy again. There's some persons that instead of me hitting buy just now, sold multiple times. So that means that for every win that happens on your end, there's someone else in the world who's doing the exact opposite to you, the exact same time. So what they're doing a very seamless, real-time profit sharing mechanism in this program called Bunny Options, called Pocket Options. Okay. So one of the reasons why we only stick with 92% is because we want to maximize the throughput for you. So when we trade here, and I'm trading at $1, and I have 3 machines connected to the account, I'm not only trading with $1 here, I'm actually trading with $3 here. Okay. So in this scenario, I press sell here once, and I press sell here once. That happens multiple times over. Yeah. So if you know that persons want to push it, I'm gonna put buy here, buy there. So what happened? I lost here, but the right hand side, I mean, let's do one more thing to get the effect I want. Yeah. And they want it there. So what I'm trying to say is that you're trying your best to see why are we doing this. We want to make sure, like, we're gonna dig right deep down into the mechanics of these platforms to make sure that you benefit exponentially. So it's not just a simple matter of your account connected to us and we're gonna pass through it. We've been doing it for 2 years. We dug into this and found out what the best way to make sure that when you connect to us, we're not only giving you the copy trade experience. Yeah. So that way a person will really respect if I know not only do these guys know how to trade, they examine the platform they're using to make sure that those members get maximized outputs of trades. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why we do this. That's once you go to google.com and type in the definition of a cohort, that's what we are. We're here for you. And we want to make sure that you not only our trading skill set, I mean, that's one aspect of it, but it has more to do with mindset. What is the mindset of the cohort group that led them to do this? Yeah. So that is why I would call this the mathematics of the cohort vision, because realistically, it is more than just the funding. It allows us to pass on our knowledge, but not only that, our mindset to you to realize, this is the only reason why we're doing it. Okay, so let's look at number 8. Who the cohort team allow? I think that should be way actually. Yeah, way the cohort team allows multiple accounts to benefit during funding night, when it is a night of fun and calling trades for the enjoyment and entertainment of all participants. I'll tell you what, joviality is one of the best tools to overcome fear. Okay, Barbie doesn't look the skin of the team. We don't make not sport. So when you bring a person to a screen like this, it looks so different. To overcome that hurdle of belief, we make it fun and enjoyable. And not and when you're having fun and enjoying, let's put this back to Apple over here. Someone who has never ever traded, what we would do, we would turn all these indicators off, every single one, so we don't complicate the screen. Yeah. And then the cohort team, they look at the right hand screen because they're accustomed seeing this. So someone who has, they have no experience in trading, believe is going to go up. They call buy. And they call buy right here. Yeah. And it may win, it may lose, but realistically, we then tell the person, well, we're having fun. We explain why it should have been selling there. Why should you sell there? The person said, well, are you guessing? No, you're not. We will go through the process in the middle of having fun and show them, we'll show you something. I change this color to red. Now we're having fun. Remember, when we said joviality is one of the best tools to overcome fear. While we're having fun, when we're having a really good time calling trades, the team is passing on knowledge. Look at that. Let me just turn off this auto. So everything here, and we'll turn it off. Great. So when you know that you just have to, you can look at it and see. Let's be eyeballing it. You can see is it a downtrend. Look what happened to the price when it went above this red line and found support. It bought, and it has been it only is on a break on here now. But when you don't my team be doing this, so we don't have to draw this. We can see it. We can actually pick up this is a downline, this is a downtrend, and then we look at the stochastic. This is sell pressure. So we use these two tools to look and see what's going to happen. Every chart is going to have price action. That is what you use in a split second to determine if it's going to buy or sell. And then we train ourselves to use stochastic to determine tendency of direction. And once you get pretty good at it, your skill set improves. So the mathematics of the cohort vision is that we're going to use joviality, having fun, but at the same time, we're going to be teaching you. And then over time, as you come back to more funding nights, it will start to stick. And you're realizing you're having fun, but you're also being taught at the same time. And the best part of the question, you're going to be making, you're going to be actually generating income at the same time, because the concept is that you like it so much, you find it so enjoyable, and you overcome the fear of losing funds, because that's one of the reasons why person don't take up trading, the fear of losing money. And realizing is point number one is not money, it's just numbers. Yeah. Right. So I think that will explain why we have so much fun on funding night. And the lastly, why does the cohort team only trade with funds between $1 and $1.99 and not $100 and $125? I'll explain to you why. The team have agreed that when we are actually presenting to you, the members, we are not going to have any exorbitant amounts on screen on Zoom or on YouTube, because of anonymity, and making sure that when you actually receive those kind of trades, you're receiving those kind of trades in the comfort of your home, in the security of your home, on your screen, only you can see them. So when you come to Zoom call, you're having fun trading, there's no one there realizing, you know what, you just won $1,000 and it turned up at your house. I'm using a very extreme scenario, but you must understand the point is that we want to make sure that what it is what it is, having fun. And we don't want persons to get all serious and start to be, being financially targeted because they're actually just because they have a good time trading. We don't want that to happen. So I think that covers all the aspects of it from 1 to 9. I think we've done a pretty good job of keeping it under 30 minutes, allowing you to understand. This is the reason why we did it. I will actually make this video available to the participant chat.